Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy, and if you have been watching, you know I'm on a mission to use up some of my paint. So I grabbed some colors that I need to use, and this pillow paint is drippings from a previous fail, and I had to let it sit for a long time because it had a lot of bubbles, and it still does. So this is a 12-inch MDF. And I figured what better way to use a paint than to do a spin swipe. I haven't done one in a long time. And so yeah. So I'm going to go over the colors with you. I will tell you that I use too much color. And it doesn't go as planned. But I'm still going to share it with you because I think it's worth sharing the fails. And maybe it's not entirely a fail. It might be pretty resin. So if you saw some coasters I did a while back, I told you they were reminiscent of a previous pour. That's Phthalo Turquoise from Colourarte, Vivid Intense. And this is a custom color. This is Bluebonnet Prism Pour from Colourarte. And I mixed in some other color that I had a little bit of left. And then I added a couple of drops of Phthalo Turquoise, and I made it a frosty color. That's Sassafras, which is a primary element. This is Wine and Roses, which is also a primary element from Colourarte. So I used some of these colors. This is Medium Violet from Glidden. So I used some of these colors on some coasters. This is Royal Sapphire, which is a prism pour color from Colourarte. And so I used those colors on some coasters, which were reminiscent of a previous color combo that I really liked. That is a copper Cell Activator, and I decided to throw in a black Cell Activator with the copper, which may or may not have been a good decision, but you know, you never know till you try. So anyway, I decided I still have some of those paints and I need to use them, and I thought, well, that might make a beautiful spin swipe. And it would, except watch what goes wrong. I use way too much paint. Just got super heavy-handed with that medium violet. So at the bottom, I'm doing some of that custom color that I made with the Bluebonnet Prism Pour. And this color sort of evolved. So Bluebonnet, if you're not from Texas, Bluebonnets are sort of like a, I won't say they're a soft blue, but they're sort of like a medium blue. So the color left room for me to put things in it. And one day I was trying to use up some other colors, and I don't remember what I put in it, but it had a green tint. It might have been a little bit of a greenish color. So then it tinted the Bluebonnet a little bit, leaning toward like a seafoam green color, but it wasn't really green. So I thought, oh, I need to use this paint. This is the Sassafras, by the way. So I was like, I'll just add a couple of drops of Vivid Intense to it and see what I get. So this is one of the reasons I love using fluid acrylics. And if you're new to using fluid acrylics, they're so much fun because you can tint other colors super easily, including your shimmery colors, your pigments, your interference colors. You could make them magical by adding a drop or two. So if you are not familiar with fluid acrylics, that's a wonderful way to tweak colors you have. So do you see how I just poured on all that Wine and Roses? Do you see that I'm creating a problem for myself? That's definitely happening. But anyway, I'm going to continue to share with you because this painting is going to be a little weird. So this is the Royal Sapphire. So on the bottom layer, I have that Bluebonnet mixture, and then I have the Phthalo Turquoise. And I'm about to get real heavy-handed with that medium violet. And I apologize, my lighting is weird. We need to replace a bulb in our kitchen, and I forgot to turn on backup light, so there's way more shadows than usual. So anyway, using those fluid acrylics. Now, I have all kinds of fluid acrylics, but I've recently been playing around with all the ones from Colourarte. And as I've been going and dealing with old paint and reviving it so I can use it. Some colors, I'm like, it may not be quite what I'm looking for this, but I'll add a drop or two of a different color, and then voila, So anyway, I'm going to use this petal swiper thingy. So I'm using Atelier Cell Activator. And at the time, I thought I needed to use this up because I mixed it for a custom pour that I thought for some reason fell through. And so I was like, well, now I have this whole tub of copper, which is part of how I landed doing this random pour. So this is Atelier Rich Copper with Australian Floetrol. These paints tend to be a little bit thicker, so they're kind of good for swipes. But I drizzled some Lamp Black Cell Activator, which was made from Mgram and Australian Floetrol. And my hope was that I would get those nice, tight little, like bubbly cells that would be kind of outlined in black for some drama. But I have way too much paint on this board, and so this is what it looks like. So that's not what happens, but that was the method to my madness. All right, here we go. Spinny, winny, winny. Now, when you do these, if you've never done them, the key is you want to glide that paint across the top, because otherwise it's very easy to be heavy-handed and dip it into your pillow paint. So when this first starts off, I'm like, woo, perfect. Cute little cells in the middle. But then, in order to get enough paint off, I have to spin the snot out of this thing, and then all of those cells in the middle become huge, and that was not the goal. So you guys have to tell me, would you keep this one and resin it, or would you pour over? And it's okay to be honest, because even if you tell me to keep it and I ultimately don't like it, I might still pour over it. But it's like purple people eaters or something. So you're going to have to tell me what you think. Like, there's parts of it that are really cool right now, but as we spin, the cells in the middle just get huge. And I like those cute, tight little cells. So it was still fun. I haven't done a spin swipe in a hot minute, so it was still fun to do, but I was disappointed that I didn't get the outcome. But it's totally my fault because I just used so much paint. And there was a lot of pillow paint on there too, so it just, whatever. And you can see in the middle, I have those cute little black outlined cells, but as it spins out, it just gets kind of wild. But anyway, if you haven't tried the fluid acrylics and tried experimenting, making your own colors, it is a lot of fun, and it is a good way to, let's say you have a color and you're like, oh, I wish this was a richer red that's like darker. You could add maybe a little black to it, right? Or if you're using a shimmery color and you'd like to deepen it up, you can do that. One of the colors I recently was trying to revive was Frostbite from Colourarte, which is a prism pour, and it's a very, very delicately icy blue. Well, I added 3 drops of Cobalt Aqua, and it is the most gorgeous, like seafoam green with the most beautiful shimmer. It was like a super wonderful, happy accident. So you never know, like, if you're on the fence about a shade, change it, tweak it just a little bit. You can do that with any kind of fluid acrylics, but I love the variety that Colourarte has with the Vivid Intense, because there's so many colors. I feel like I can just change things anytime. So don't forget, discount codes in the description box below, including 20% off on Colourarte. I have Aussie Floetrol discount from Pixel Paint Designs using Mandy 10, saves you 10%, ships from the United States. So don't forget to check out the description box. I have a couple mixing tutorials and that kind of stuff. So now we're gently spinning. I do kind of like the funky pillow part where you just see the pillow cells, but unfortunately that's going to spin off. So there, like I told you in the beginning, there's a ton of bubbles in that pillow paint, even though I let it sit for several days. So I was having to like fiercely try to pop those. So we're just going to spin a couple more times, and then I'll bring you down for a close-up, and then you'll have to tell me, would you keep it? Would you not? I don't know. It looks kind of wild. But there's times that I think that, and then later I'm like, oh, it was kind of pretty, you know, it wasn't bad. So it just looks very circular without a lot of depth. But under resin, you never know. It might be spectacular. So, you know, you have to let me know. It's definitely very purple. And I didn't intend for that to dominate the way it did. Thankfully, purple and copper are very complementary colors. But I definitely didn't mean for it to be so dark. I wanted to have some of the kind of the sheer color over the pillow. That did not happen, so I oversaturated the color. Oopsie. There's still a bunch of paint on here. So I ended up spinning off like another half an inch or so. So it's kind of wild. Let me know what you think. I'm going to bring you down for a close-up. I'm curious how you would treat this. Pour over, resin it. Yeah, it might take me forever to get it resined anyway. I still have a stack like a foot high of 12-inch paintings that need to be resined. It's crazy. But anyway, sorry if I sound tired. I'm very, very sleepy. Been up a long time. So let me show you so you can tell me what your opinion is up close. All right, so here it is up close. Lots of shimmer. The colors are pretty. Just this was not what I was going for. So I'd like to try again. Now I don't know if I have that much color left, but yeah, you have to let me know. Under resin, all of that sparkly stuff will really stand out. Might balance things out a little bit. But anyway, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.